Hi, welcome to the Anxiety Doesn't Own Me podcast. My name is Emmanuel Isaacson, and I'm here to help you to heal your anxiety naturally. So, on today's episode, what we'll be talking about is how to stay motivated whenever you're dealing with anxiety, whenever you're dealing with ups and downs, because some days you're going to feel great and some days you're not going to feel so good. I got this request talk about this from one of my followers on Instagram, so I just want to, spread the message to everybody else that may be struggling with this, because I know I did. Whenever I was dealing with my own anxiety, I was just unmotivated. I was just hopeless because I didn't believe that I would be able to overcome it. Even though, thankfully, it took me 3 years to overcome it, I eventually did. But throughout those 3 years, there were times where I felt demotivated, I felt uninspired, I felt down, and what really helped me out was that I found somebody who was able to understand what I was going through, because he went through it himself, which really helped me out. It really gave me that hope again. But even with that, I still had those ups and downs, and I just wanted to be the person that I was once and just be carefree, without anxiety, thinking about what's going to happen and what if it's going to happen and what if I'm alone and what if I have a panic attack and all these other thoughts that come up. And I just wanted to be that person again. So how do we stay motivated in achieving our goal whenever we feel sometimes as if there is days like we are going to be stuck like this forever and there is no hope and nobody's going to be able to help and nothing is helping? So how do we stay motivated? So one thing that a lot of us struggle with is that we are very hard on ourselves. We're perfectionists. We want it to be an absolute, that we either have anxiety or we don't have anxiety. And I understand the desire that you want to not have anxiety. And that's what's disappointing us a lot, because we want not to experience anxiety anymore. But the problem is that some days you may be feeling good and some days you may be feeling bad. And you feel like you're not progressing. So what we need to do is that we need to change the narrative, the thought process that we have in our brain, in our mind, that we think about anxiety and how we look at it. Because a lot of us are looking at it in a very negative way, which is understandable, and there's nothing wrong with that. I would also, whenever I was going through it, I also looked at it in a very negative way. And today I look at it in a positive way. But we need to change the perspective of what's happening with us. And meaning that the process that we are experiencing, those ups and downs, we have to change the perspective of how we are looking at it. So for example, let's say, my personal example, there were some days that I felt great and there were some days I felt bad, right? I had those waves of ups and downs. So after a while, I was getting so frustrated with this. I'm like, why is it that I am not able to just feel great all the time, to feel that steadiness, to feel like I used to be? And I realized, and I said to myself, I'm like, Emmanuel, we should look at it whenever we have those down moments as an opportunity to grow, to get back to those up moments. So whenever I felt, let's say, great, and all of a sudden I started feeling down the next day, and I felt anxiety coming back. So what I did is that I took those moments as an opportunity to grow. So I said to myself, okay, like right now I am afraid that I might faint, or that I'm afraid of something bad is going to happen. So what we could do is we can apply exposure therapy. We can start looking at it a different way. This will help us to build muscle in a way so that we can become more stable. Because right now our mindset right now is not in the right place. So we are expecting it to be just the way we want it to be. But we have to look at the reality and saying to ourselves, you know what? I accept that I'm going to have those ups and downs. And now those down moments are going to have, it's going to be an opportunity for me to continue to grow, to become much stronger, to make my mindset stronger so that in the future, I am able to handle it much easier and much better. So this is an opportunity whenever you have those down moments, and I know that it's hard, but it's an opportunity to grow. We have to look at it in that way in order for us to continue moving forward. Now, some days you are just going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel frustrated. You're going to feel annoyed. And in those situations, don't put too much pressure on yourself in okay, you know what, this is a moment of growth. No, sometimes we need to just be in wherever we are. Because sometimes we just need to acknowledge of what we are experiencing and not pushing it away. Because sometimes whenever we're trying to change it, we're trying to push it away. But sometimes we just got to acknowledge it. We got to acknowledge, okay, I'm experiencing right now, today is a bad day. And that's okay. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And right now, I am not in the mindset of changing how I look at things. I am not in the mindset of looking at it in a different way or trying to grow. I am exhausted. I've tried already for a few months. Today, I just want to take a break and just be where I am. And that's okay. And that's going to help you to take off pressure off yourself, off the stress. Because again, that perfectionism that we want it to be perfect, to feel that way and think that way all the time. But it's impossible. It's literally impossible to think that way all the time, to be that way all the time. I know I wasn't. I had days I was just feeling bad. I was just feeling anxiety, and I just was with it. I didn't try to look at it in a way of like, you know what, this is an opportunity for me to grow. No, I didn't want to, because it was too much for me to handle. But that's something that we need to build, and that's going to take some time in order for us to really like accept the fact that whatever we're going through, and also at the same time try to apply these opportunities for us to grow. Another thing that we can do is look at it in a way of how many days that we actually had that were actually good, instead of just focusing like, you know what, I had 3 good days and then 1 bad day. Instead of just focusing on that 1 bad day, to say, you know what, let's look the past week, or for the past day, or for the past hour, or for the past, I don't know how many minutes, whatever it is. We want to look. The point is, we want to look at the times that you did feel good. It's going to show you that, hey, it's not all bad. I understand, again, I always say this, I understand that you want the anxiety to completely go away, but it's impossible to completely go away instantly. It's not going to happen. That's something we need to accept and say to ourselves, you know what, this is going to take time. This is going to take some work. There are going to be ups and downs, but let's focus on those up moments whenever I did. So whenever we're feeling down, and this is hard, I'm not saying that it's easy, but we want to focus like, you know what, I did have 3 good days. That's an improvement. I did have 1 good day. That's an improvement. I did have 1 good hour. That's an improvement. It doesn't matter what it is. We want to look at the improvements in order for us to stop focusing on the negative, which just doesn't inspire us, doesn't give us motivation. We want to look at those good days that we did have, and that's going to help us to be motivated and feel more inspired to continue moving forward and give us hope like, hey, you know what? I did have some good days, and it's possible. It's going to get better. Another thing that we can do is change the self-talk that we have with ourselves. A lot of us, we're so hard on ourselves and tell ourselves like, oh, you see, I'm not capable, or that I'm going to be stuck like this for the rest of my life. This is too much work. It's overwhelming. I'm an idiot. I'm not smart enough. I'm not capable enough. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. People always write about me that I'm always a failure, that I'm a quitter. To stop, we need to like change the narrative over there and tell ourselves and give ourselves compassion and tell ourselves like, hey, it's okay that I feel bad today. Or, hey, you know what? It's okay that I'm experiencing anxiety. There's nothing wrong with it. I am capable in overcoming it. It's just going to take some time. We're all, by the way, capable in accomplishing anything that we want in life. We just don't know how to, and we've never been guided, by the way. We've never been guided in the right way, in the right direction, and what to do and how to do it. So we tell ourselves that we're not capable, or other people around us who also have that same belief have projected that towards you. So we start thinking that. And of course, the anxiety is one of the hardest things that most of us experience. I know it was one of the hardest things that I ever experienced. And it seems like it's impossible to overcome and that you're not capable. But we need to tell ourselves, self-talk, regardless of if you believe it or not, we want to brainwash ourselves in a healthier way, because so far we've brainwashed ourselves in a negative way and putting ourselves down by the negative self-talk. And what we want to say is give ourselves inspiration, hope, motivation. We want to give ourselves that kind of mindset, those kind of thoughts, by saying to ourselves, you know what? It is hard. This is one of the hardest things ever. And you know what? I am every single day trying to get up and trying to get better and trying to fight this thing every single day. And I'm not giving up. And even though there's days that I feel like I want to give up, or I may feel like I'm giving up, I am putting the effort every single day to go through this. That just shows how much strength I actually have. Because it requires a lot of strength to go through anxiety. I think one of the strongest people in the world are people that went through an anxiety disorder. It's one of the hardest things to go through because it's there 24/7 in your face. So it's something extremely hard to deal with. And every single day you getting up and doing it shows how strong you actually are. Saying to yourself, you know what, I am capable, I just haven't figured it out. And I'm willing to open my mind, open up myself in order to get the right help, in order to get to that place, the achievement of goal, even though I know there's going to be ups and downs and there's going to be disappointments. I'm already expecting that, and that's going to happen. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It's okay with what I'm going through. There's nothing to be ashamed about. Me experiencing anxiety does not mean that I am weak. It does not mean, it means that I am strong. We want to tell ourselves and give ourselves inspirational words that, hey, you are strong. Hey, you are smart. Hey, you are going to be able to get out of this. There is hope. Other people have done it, so can I. One of the most amazing things is that whenever we see someone is succeeding, we think that we cannot, do that. But if we replicate everything that they have done, we can also succeed in our own way. We can always bring in our own special uniqueness into it, but we want to follow the formula of what they've done. So I am speaking as somebody that went through an anxiety disorder, multiple anxiety disorders, plus depression, and overcame it. I want to give you guys inspiration, not to gloat or think that I'm better or anything like that. No. I want to give you guys inspiration, hope, like, hey, you know what? If Emmanuel can do it and there's other people that overcame it, if they can do it, then I can also. I can as well overcome my anxiety. If you are struggling with panic attacks, I do have a free blueprint with a PDF that you can download and show you guys exactly what to do in order to stop your panic attacks. It's in the link below. I also have a course, and I am coming out with a coaching event, live event, where you have me every single week. And then after that, every single week, after every single event, there will be a Q&A that will ask questions. We'll build the point of this thing is to build a community, to work together as a group so that everybody together can achieve that goal, because a lot of us feel alone. And when we have somebody with us that is struggling, we're able to work together and feel as if we're part of a community and part of, a group of people achieving the same goal as we want. So I'm going to be doing that soon. There's a link below that you can sign up. I hope you guys like this episode. If you did, please click the like button and leave 5-star review. If you know somebody that's going to benefit from this, share it with them. That can actually help other people, because the more people that we can reach, the more people that we can actually help. Take care, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.